EcoMize is going to conduct the home energy audit. Welcome to our home electrification project. Many thanks to our friends and partners. So the house is an attached house. And here we are in the front. It's basically 2 stories, no basement. Okay, so we're at the attic steps and we're going to go into the attic.
So we have a recessed light right here. There's no insulation around it. There's also nothing sealing it. There's no foam board on top. So it's essentially just a completely uninsulated space.
And that would be then a leak for hot air going out?
Hot air going out, cold air falling in. You get a convection effect. We have insulation directly touching this flue from the furnace system. We want to keep that at least 3 inches away from it because it is a fire hazard. Got good joists holding up the structure of the roof. No major issues there.
You can see the energy auditor crawling through the attic looking for spaces that need insulation. He's lifting up the bat and checking underneath and looking into all of the corners. This is a bathroom fan vent. And Mr. Auditor, what do you think?
So I'm not able to determine where it vents right now, but I will find out before I leave this house. I do know it doesn't vent through the roof.
We have here a completely uninsulated vent. Mr. Auditor, what would you say about this?
So that I would definitely insulate because it's essentially got all kinds of moisture and stuff that goes through the pipe, and it'll cause condensation depending on the season. Yep. So this insulation here you can see is dirty. So it's had a lot of air going through it over the years. It's what's called air infiltration. It's how you know that the house isn't properly sealed.
So here we see a fairly common situation where work was done in the attic. The insulation was moved, and then the worker did not replace the insulation. About this furnace.
So this is a gas furnace. It's got a B vent for its venting type. It's from 1996-ish, based on the information that I gathered so far. So it's definitely at its end of life. It's definitely old and could be replaced with a heat pump.
And interestingly about gas, if you touch this vent, you'll burn your hand because they're highly inefficient because a lot of the heat goes right out into the atmosphere, and this is a major cause of climate change.
Correct. So this AC unit out here is from 1996. It's 42,000 BTUs, which translates into a 3.5 ton AC system. All the dirt and debris from the last 50 years is collected in that insulation that's up there. So
that is a breathing that is meant to be breathing for the soffit.
Correct.
But it's all clogged up.
Yep, they shoved the insulation right on top of it.
What will be the remedy for that?
So either adding baffles, creating a barricade, creating a chute system of some sort, but you should have a channel coming from that vented soffit at least 6 to 12 inches above the insulation that's up in the attic.
And will you build that in this proposal?
Yep.
Windows. What do you think of the windows?
So they seem to be in good shape. They don't seem really old. Typically in I'd say about 90% of the homes I go out to, it's not even a recommendation.
About to perform the blower door test. We'll create basically a suction pulling air out of the house at a rate of 50 pascals. At 50.5 pascals, we're getting 3,867 cubic feet per minute, CFMs. At this point, we can feel air blowing through the wall.
So this breaker box does not have enough juice to essentially power anything else in the house. So in order for us to completely change her furnace to a heat pump system that's all electric, we will have to upgrade it as part of our project. So in the process of doing the blower door, we have spaces that have no insulation that are highlighted here because it is hot outside of the atmosphere outside is hot right now. And then if we go over here as we continue to go, you can see wall tops that are essentially leaking air and letting hot air into the home.
So in this case, the hot air is the yellow color, and that shows leaking, while in some other audits and other times of the year, we'll get a blue.
So reason why we want to change out this attic letter is, one, you're not able to properly seal or insulate this because it's essentially like a 12-foot stringer that goes the whole way up into the attic. But you can see this looks like a portal right now, and essentially it's just allowing the hot air, cold air, depending on the season, to just penetrate through the house. And these other streaking outlying areas that you can see in this picture are all the wall tops that we've been talking about forever. So you can see all that hot air, all that energy transferring into the home right now.
We have the measurement of about 3,800 CFMs. What's the next step in the calculation?
So next step, essentially, I take all this information that I gathered today. I'll input it into a modeling software that's provided to us by BGE through the Empower program. And it'll essentially tell me what the rating should be, what we're looking at, and if we have to replace a fan.
So what was the homeowner actually paying today?
So the homeowner today is paying $100 for her whole home energy audit analysis process. So it is $100 for homes up to 3,000 square feet. If there's multiple heating zones above 3,000, it's up to the contractor at that point what they decide to charge.
And then how much does the Empower pay of that? The homeowner pays $100. How much does Empower pay?
So the Empower program pays $300.
So that the total cost of this audit is $400.
That's correct.
Thank you. So who does the paperwork to get the Empower rebate?
So I do that for this company. Other companies might not.
So the homeowner doesn't have to deal with Empower at all in this process?
That's correct. Right now.
How long does it take from the time you submit the proposal to Empower till it's approved?
So right now typically is about a month. Could be longer, could be less.
So we take the square footage and we take the cubic feet per minute from the blower door test, and then we have a ratio of, we have an algorithm that comes up with some kind of a calculation. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
And then if we can lower that by a percentage, we get a rebate from Empower.
Correct. As long as you're at minimum hitting 10% reduction.
And so there are minimums set for all the different sizes of houses?
It's always going to be 10%.
Always 10%. So if we reduce it by 10%, we'll qualify for the rebate.
That's correct.
So basically we're at about 3,500 CFM in this house.
Correct.
And if we reduce that by 10%, we'll be eligible for the rebate.
That's correct.
And you said that's very easy to do. Why?
Because there is a vent on the ceiling in the house that's directly connected to the outside that is completely open to the elements, the airflow. And that's about a 2 foot by 16 inch square.
And if we fill that in, we'll definitely meet our number.
Correct.